Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
So, I'm not that great at speaking. I'm going to do my best here. And I'm going to fly through my background a little bit so that then we can jump right into the art studio. I have a question for everybody. Do I have any Disney people out there? That's it? Come on, you know who you are. So, my background, I have now been a Disney artist for 20 years. I worked for 10 years at Disney Design Group, which is Disney theme park merchandise. We were in the animation building at the time and would get the art directly from the animators and create all the merchandise. So that would be for the parks here, California, Hong Kong, Tokyo Disney Seas, on and on, all the parks, the resorts, and the cruise lines. So for 10 years, that was what I did. And because I was a Disney artist, I was able to paint for the galleries on property. So on property, that would be all the parks, all of the resort galleries, all of the downtown Disney galleries, and the other would be the cruise lines. So the cruise lines all have a gallery. So I'm just going to quickly run through some of these slides. It's the down button or the big button? The side button. Okay, so Disney Design Group, theme park merchandise. After that, I went to another part of Disney called Park Operations. And then we went and did some big scenic type stuff where I was the art director and I would create what a room or a party would look like. And then I had a team of scenic artists and Imagineers and other people that would help bring it to life. So while I was there, I was approached by a company called Disney Fine Art. They are publishers that asked if they could represent me and my art and start distributing it to galleries all over the world, because there's galleries that have a Disney license that can sell the Disney art. So my publishers, I did choose to go with them, but it took me about 5 years to actually leave the company. It was like, I was like a little baby not wanting to leave, because I loved being around all these other artists and being inspired every day and wanting to, just have every day was a new experience. So finally, at an older age in my life, I decided, my husband and I had a baby. And so we decided that it would be a great idea for me to stay home and paint full-time for Disney Fine Art. So that is what I started to do. It was a little bit of a slow process. We started to go to all these different events. I was meeting different people. They were printing my art. It started to explode. It was like a big snowball effect, right? So now I'm at Epcot every weekend doing the art festival, doing the food and wine festival. I travel to different galleries all over the country. So these are just a few pieces. When I first started, I decided on doing watercolors because they wanted me to pick a lane and have a identity, really, so that when you go into a gallery, you know that that's my piece, really, without seeing the signature. So this is where I sort of started, where I was just doing a watercolor splash on everything. Then I got a little bit more, as years went on, I started adding more of an environment. And these are some of Lady and the Tramp, yes. Some of my favorite pieces I'm going to try and show you real quick. Villains. Everybody loves villains. So I go to events at different galleries, like the Wyland Gallery on the Boardwalk, or there's a few in Chicago and Virginia, Las Vegas, and I'll do special pieces for certain people. And trying to get through these just so we can get to the gallery. Winnie the Pooh. I get commissioned a lot. People say to me, can you do a Winnie the Pooh piece with them on the bridge, playing certain things, so then I have to create a design. This was a commission also. So what happens is after 10 years of being with Disney Fine Art, my husband and I said, what's the next step? What can I do to make more money, to have a studio of my own, How can I share my talents with other people? How can I teach classes? Where could I do that? How can this happen? So I talked to my publishers, and they have worked with me to make me an authorized Disney Fine Art Gallery. And it's called the Art Studio. So the Art Studio is really a place where I can work all day long. I've got original art in there of mine, of other artists, and I've got prints of all different price ranges. I'm going to be teaching classes for real artists, workshops. We're going to get into it. We're going to do pastels. We're going to do oils. We're going to do acrylics. We're going to have models. We're going to have, different settings for us to learn different things, lighting effects, all the things that real artists would love to get together and do. And that's going to be 3 days a week. And then on Friday nights, we're going to be, so this is the artist workshops, all different mediums. So I'm going to go, Friday nights are going to be artist workshops. Friday nights are going to be the paint party class. I'm going to just turn up the music. We're going to make margaritas. We're going to have fun. We're going to paint. And it's going to be no stress as far as whether or not you're an artist. You go onto my website, this is what it looks like. You can browse through the art and see, you can buy art online. This was an old church. This is the gallery. We turned this church into a gallery. This is what it looked like when we walked in the first day. It was kind of dark and gloomy and was all by itself. It needed some help, and this is what it looks like today. We, painted, turned the lights on, splattered the floor. My husband built these beautiful walls. This is one of the rooms. This is a room, what I call the viewing room. Now I'm going to call it the Elliott room, where, if you really like a painting and you want to see it, where we could just talk about it all by ourselves. We bring it in there, we put the spotlight on it, and we can, really think about whether or not you want to spend that kind of money on a new painting for your home. What do you think I did with those pews? We cut all the pews in half, and now we're painting on the pews. So these are just some of my own. I'm going to be doing some angels and butterflies. And pricing, tiers of pricing, start basically prints at $45. They can go all the way up to $900, and my originals will be anywhere from $300 to $12,000. The artists in my gallery are all Disney artists. I represent about 40 different artists. Okay, so my time is up. Whew.